So welcome to our spotlight movements today, and we're going to be working with rolling back and the leg pull prone. Now, rolling back for us is such a fundamental, simple movement, but definitely the prerequisite is you've got a relatively healthy spine. So it may be a little bit tight, it may have some areas that don't want to give in to lengthening, but if you've got real blocks, if you've got any history with stuff in your spine, this is not a movement for you. It's not going to necessarily do you any benefits. You'd always double check. So presuming everything's fine to do the movement, I'm going to come forward to the mat. If you've got a shorter mat, you've got to have room just in case your head hits the floor that it actually hits the mat, not a hard surface. But always thinking of good cushioning for your spine. Bringing the legs in as close as you can. The idea is here we're going to work on the distance from the ribs to the hips and the heel to the tailbones as being as consistent as possible. When we're here, we're going to start with the hands behind, and they're just there so that when I roll, if I do find my back's a bit tight today, if I do find there's no mobility there, I've got the option, not necessary, but I've got the option of using a little bit of help through the arms to bring me up, and then I would choose another movement. If you know you don't need the arms, you work on the quality of the curve and the hands go here. My visual is a rocking chair. We don't throw ourselves over the back of a rocking chair. Ideally, we can get to a balance. I don't like tension in the hands. It doesn't help the shoulder stability. So here the hands are just touching the skin, shoulders down the back, looking through the knees to the feet. Check your distances, roll back and come back up to a balance. If you know you need to lengthen your spine as much as possible because of your posture, you can always lengthen out at the top. But the movement always starts with the tailbone tucking, eyes look to the feet, roll it back up and lengthen out through. And that would be our basic rolling back that leads on to 4 other more advanced levels of rolling series. So with the leg pull prone, there's a few different options here. I'm going to show you the most, normally the top version. It's a straight arm version. And for this movement, we got to think about the plank as you might hear from yoga, or you might hear about a plank in fitness. Each one of the planks, whether it's a Pilates leg pull prone, a yoga movement, or a fitness movement, they're different because of the goals and the language used by the teachers, the requirements of the practitioner to think. Here, we're trying to do as a strength movement, and it's a whole trunk. Shoulders, front, back. Rib cage, front, back. Breath. Lower back, front, supported by the center. All of the abdominal wall, and some healthy muscles in the legs being worked as well. So the starting position for the more original version, hands forward. I'm going to ask you to keep the shoulders a little bit back from the hands, and from a box position, you're going to take the leg out behind you. If you're on a slippy surface, make sure you've got something like a yoga mat to secure your toes so they're not going to slip. That insecurity will just create tension rather than strength. Shoulders down, chest open, volume in the rib cage. Then when we take the second leg out to join the first, the pelvis shouldn't need to move. If you've done this correctly, you should be from shoulder, hip to heel in a straight line like you would have standing. So our ideal alignment standing. Here, we've got a stretch in the tendons at the back of the ankle. So your heels are reaching away, pressing through the palm, shoulders moving back from the hands. Here, we challenge it by taking one leg out and reaching. If you go too high, you're going to collapse the lower back. So make it out the focus and bring the toes back under. Out the focus, bring the toes back under. We'll do 10 either side. We are, however, going to modify this. We're going to go down to the lowest level and build it up. Elbows, forearms are not tense. Hands are not grasping. We want to be open here and connecting to the shoulders. Elbows a slight bit forward. Long lower back. See here I'm just collapsing. Long lower back. That's going to work automatically. Think about the bones. Cue the pelvis rather than worrying about the muscles. The muscles will take care of themselves. In this position, as you breathe out, you push the pelvis back and up. Just below the shoulders. Because once again, this movement can be challenged with alternating legs here. Call this the talk test. If I can't talk while I'm doing it, I shouldn't be doing the level. I might be quiet in a moment when I'm doing the next level. Lengthening out, but from here the challenge would be curl the toes under, and first one leg, straighten it out. Second leg, straighten it out. You could take the knees back down one at a time, or you could hold this position, building the stamina. Quality quality, always quality. If you've got the quality, then you can do the alternating leg. This movement will be more focused, probably for many of us, than the straight arm version. Take the knee down, take the knee down. Generally speaking, how you're new to new levels, always give yourself a little bit of a release out, stabilize the shoulders, tuck the tailbone under, because this is the area that if we're not working correctly, this is the area that will bring us the most overuse. So enjoy working with these two movements.